I started drinking when I was 15 years old. It was just for fun. I love that feeling though. I continued to drink for the next 29 years. The doctors told my family I had a 10% chance of living, and that was with a liver transplant. Well, a miracle happened. I never had that transplant, and I lived. That started me off on 13 years of sobriety. And then my foot got broken in 4 places, and I was prescribed pain pills. Well, I hadn't had a drink in 13 years, but the pain pills, it was another new feeling, and I liked it too. I continued with those. When the prescriptions ran out, I got them from friends. And when I no longer could get them from friends, I started drinking again.
The disease of addiction primarily is a brain disease, and it really impacts how the brain functions and changes brain chemistry. And that's what leads to a lot of the symptoms that people end up having that cause them to struggle with early recovery and staying sober. And unless those neurotransmitters are rebalanced, as I call it, and stabilize that brain chemistry, it's difficult for people to not have cravings. They have mood swings and anxiety issues and depression and all the things that their brains are putting them through in an attempt to get them back to using. So the key is really, as part of the early treatment and recovery, is, as we mentioned, the behavioral treatments, but the medications that we have available to us really help to stabilize that brain chemistry as the brain heals, which takes a good year, if not longer. So without treatment of any kind, most people can stop perhaps for a short period of time, but most will relapse within 3 to 6 months.
Great Lakes Recovery Centers is a private nonprofit agency helping to serve those in need who are struggling with alcohol and drug issues, as well as a wide array of behavioral health issues. The origins of Great Lakes Recovery Centers go back to 1973 in the Upper Peninsula. Throughout the development of Great Lakes Recovery Centers, our mission has always been able to serve those that are most in need. Currently, we provide services in residential programming, outpatient services, as well as prevention programming. We have 10 outpatient offices throughout the Upper Peninsula, as well as 4 residential treatment facilities. Currently, we are the only youth residential serving program throughout the Upper Peninsula. Last year, we were able to help serve over 2,200 people throughout the Upper Peninsula. One of the hallmarks of treatment for Great Lakes Recovery Centers is to not only provide an individual level of care, but one that focuses on the whole person. The mission of Great Lakes Recovery Centers is not only to provide an individualized level of care, but we empower recovery through a process of both hope and change.
I was a drug addict and alcoholic for 20 years. Went through what I used to like to call treatment center tours. I've been through many treatment centers, and at the end of the run, I had attended Great Lakes Recovery Centers in the Sioux, Men's New Hope House. There, I experienced a level of care and compassion that I had never experienced at any other treatment center.
Great Lakes Recovery Centers includes the word recovery in the name of our organization, and that's by intention and design. Historically, the word recovery has been mostly associated with substance abuse and the AA, the 12-step recovery process. We define the word much more broadly than that. It certainly includes recovery from addictions, but also recovery from depression, recovery from trauma, recovery from whatever problems and experiences a person has endured. And the word means a restoration of functioning, of an ability to function in a normal, healthy, appropriate fashion that's moving forward and allows people to feel good about what they experience and accomplish in their lives, rather than continuing to be confounded, thwarted, frustrated by all that. We also have specialists who provide family therapy, child therapy, We have a very skilled therapist who works with sexual dysfunctions of various kinds, which might be physical, mental, and/or part of a marital problem. Everybody goes through a similar assessment process that is comprehensive in nature. When we do a substance abuse assessment, we always include attention to real and potential mental health implications, and the same with people who are referred for mental health reasons. We also do an assessment of their substance use pattern. We provide services to a variety of age groups, children, families, adolescents, young adults, on up to the elderly. Some problems can be intergenerational in nature, and it can be very useful to include some older members of the family, and we're always open to doing that when it's appropriate.
The Great Lakes Recovery Centers provide services in 11 Upper Peninsula communities, and the estimated need of the population in those communities is in the tens of thousands of people that need behavioral health services. In order to expand to meet the needs that are in the communities that we serve, we need to be able to turn to individuals and organizations in those communities to support us financially, through volunteering, or just by signing memorandums of understanding and making a relationship with Great Lakes Recovery Centers.
Everybody here is very knowledgeable, very professional, very caring, and very loving. Our counselors, they dive right to the bottom of the problem. They teach us life skills, coping, mindfulness, anger management. It's really such a program. It's a way of life.
Treatment works, people recover, and you can help.